Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. Happy Monday to you. This is going to be a Raid Shadow Legends video getting the week kicked off. We've got a lot to cover in this one. We've got an updated fragment calendar. We have got CVC launching tomorrow. We know the champions that are going to be featured as summoning events in CVC, and lots of things to make sure we are starting the week properly in Raid. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, let's talk about the event calendar for Supreme Elhain. Let's pull that up right here. And we have just finished the first weekend, so you can see right now we are right here on Monday. And hopefully you were able to get some fragments in the champion chase because that has ended and is no more. And then the next most important thing that you're really going to have to focus on planning to get the fragments for is going to be the summon rush down here, where you've got the 20 fragments up for grabs. And since we just had a crazy 2x weekend with all of the shards being boosted, I really doubt there's going to be a 2x coming up this weekend. It'll probably be some sort of guaranteed event or some sort of normal 10x with like 4 epics and 4 legendaries or something. So we'll have to see. I think there's a chance they may do one of the Supreme Champions as a guaranteed void event for like 100 voids or something this weekend. There is a chance that could happen, but I don't know that for sure. I will keep you in the loop if I ever hear anything behind the scenes for sure. But you can see on the calendar that our priorities the next couple days is going to be the Spider Tournament that double dips with the Dungeon Divers, and then also the Classic Arena, and we need to get some champion training done for sure. Now, ideally, we would wait and do whatever we can during CVC so that we are getting as many points as possible, because everything we do in like the next I don't know, like 18 hours or so, is going to be a missed opportunity to double dip with CVC. But if something is ending today, there's really nothing that we can do. So when we pull up the tournaments and the events to plan for this stuff, you can see that the Spider Tournament ends in 18 hours as of me making this. CVC is in 16 hours. So there really isn't much of a window there to super min-max. So I would prioritize just getting this stuff done as best you can. You're not going to want to wait and try to hit that 1 hour window or whatever, 1.5 hour window, 2 hours on the Spider Tournament. The priority is making sure you get up to 2250 and scoop up those fragments. But when it comes to something like champion training, you may want to go hard in the paint tomorrow instead of doing it today, because the champion training, you've got enough to hit that window to have a little bit of time during CVC and really double dip some points and be efficient for you and your clan. Classic Arena, you kind of want to at least do your battles as normal, and then you can, if you have to buy refreshers or something, then I guess you would do that tomorrow during CVC. And then also tomorrow, we're going to have a lot more going on. We will get a Dragon Tournament that's part of the fragments, and then a Fire Knight Tournament right here that is not part of the fragments. It's going to have some pretty ridiculous rewards for us to prioritize that. It says Epic Champions only. There better be like a Sacred Shard and a Legendary Book for us to get, 2,500 points during all of the fragment madness going on with Supreme Elhain. But the unfortunate thing is that we've got some events that are going to be ending today, and you can't wait to double dip with CVC. You got to upgrade some artifacts today to get the fragments here, and then you've also got to do pretty good in the Dungeon Divers. There's a decent amount of points in this one. You got to get to 4450 today, so I've got some grinding to do as well. I was gone. I was out of the studio for like 18 hours this weekend. I ended up having to travel for a little bit this weekend, and then I got back late last night. And just being gone like 18 hours, I feel like I'm so behind. Like the website and the YouTube channel and grinding Raid and keeping in touch with everybody. It's 18 hours, and I feel like I was gone a week, and I just have to like hit it hard and get back to it this week and get back into the flow of things. But speaking of that CVC that's going to be launching tomorrow, a few different things we want to talk about. Plarium has said this is going to be a very important CVC. There's going to be personal rewards, and there's also going to be bonus reward type stuff going on. We don't know exactly what that means, but prepare yourself accordingly and plan accordingly, at least with you and your account, and then maybe also with your clan, because odds are this could be a pretty important CVC, one of the bigger ones we've ever seen. And we also know who the 10x boosted champs are going to be on a Tuesday and Wednesday for the 2 days during CVC. And the way that they do this during CVC is like on day 1, they'll feature a non-void, and then on day 2, they'll feature a void legendary. So on day 1, the non-void they're going to be featuring is going to be Cupidus. Now, Cupidus is a great champion, and he got a big value power surge after the release of the Hydra, because he is an S tier damage dealer there in the Hydra, especially for people lucky enough to have both Venus and Cupidus. They are an extremely endgame, extremely top tier powerful duo in the Hydra, so he's definitely a solid champion. I like with all the craziness going on though, and how much we're constantly being bled of shards, I don't know that I would recommend a mass majority of you be YOLOing shards during a non 2x event for Cupidus, but he is a very good champion, and the Hydra helped out his value a ton. Then on day 2 of CVC, they're going to be featuring one of the best new damage dealer nuker type champions in Georgid the Breaker. Now, he is extremely solid, extremely popular in the arena, can hit insanely hard and blast people down. You know, it's good that we're getting some more options. It's not just Trunda, Rotos, Trunda, Rotos. Like, we're starting to see the rise of some other nukers like Baron and Leorius and Gorgid, and there's some other options now, and he is definitely a top tier champion in terms of cranking out AoE damage in PvP. And a lot of it is because of the passive right here, Crack Any Shell, where he's got 50% chance of this champion ignoring 50% of the target's defense from each hit placed by this champion's skills. So what we're starting to see is, like, you hear a lot about Supreme Elhain, is that for a damage dealer that comes out in the context of raid now, they have to have some sort of way in their kit to ignore defense. Otherwise, they're just never going to compete with something like this that has a built-in super savage set. It's like, you know, the multipliers are going to have to be bonkers for someone like Supreme Elhain to fit into the meta and sneak into there. So, you know, a passive like this makes Gorgid so powerful and literally kind of shapes the game of what needs to be released to be viable up in that damage dealer tier, because in a lot of these arena teams, you'll only have one damage dealer. So the slots on your account for those champions are very tough to crack into. The Forge Pass is also going to be coming to a close pretty soon. It is on the last week, week number 4, and I'm about to hit level 50. I will probably hit that today. Now, in terms of the weekly challenges and which ones are going to be tough to get done outside of your normal workflow, maybe in your arena farming team, you want to have somebody that places a stun, a sleep, or freeze. I have a Torment, so I will kind of passively get that one. The artifacts one will probably work. 10 champions as rewards from the campaign. That'll probably be a passive accumulation as long as you're farming the campaign. And then this last one, upgrade a champion's rank by sacrificing duplicate champions. So I guess you could take like a 2-star food champion and then upgrade its rank by putting in 2 duplicates of that same 2-star champion. Upgrade rank by sacrificing duplicate champions. It's plural. So I'm assuming, you know, the lower, like a 2-star or 3-star champion, it would be easier that way. You know what? I might be able to test this on video. Let's see, because I don't really know exactly what this means. So this void rare right here, I've actually got a few duplicates that I don't really care about. So this should do it, right? Upgrade a champion's rank by sacrificing duplicate champions. And let's try it and see if it gives me the Forge Pass quest here. And there you go. And that also got me to rank 50. So that is what that one means. Upgrade champion's rank by sacrificing duplicate champions. And it would be easier the lower you go with 2 and 3 stars to get that one. And hey, I guess there it is. Now I finished the Forge Pass. So I will do a deep dive analysis to let you know how many good bolster pieces I ended up getting out of purchasing the premium pass and getting the full acquisition of what the Forge Pass had to offer. Then, is there anything worth talking about in the shop? This one ends up decent. I think nothing super impressive that we really need to discuss. And then these are 2 overpriced. See, you know, I want to wait for the special Soulstone offers, like we got that one day about 2 weeks ago, where they were half price. We'll have to see how often Plarium's going to do that, because now, you know, that's like the price they should be. Even that is a little bit high, to be honest with you, with how hard it is to get the right champion and highly ranked and all of that. So I am going to hold off and wait until we see an offer like that again. But since this is the only one that's worth kind of talking about, let me plug this in really quick, because we do have fragment events going on and all that. So that one was $20, and I know you can't see it, but you just have to trust me. Do you trust me? 24 energy refills and 1400 energy right there. Okay, and then the multi battles was 50 times 5, which is 250 multi battles right there, and it grades out as a 1.03. So would be a pretty decent offer for high spenders, but for low to medium spenders, this one's probably a pass unless you're really desperate for getting the dungeon divers and stuff, and you really don't want to miss out on your Supreme Elhain. And by the way, oh wait, did I put 19 for the price? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, there. Okay, so it doesn't change it very much. Sorry about that. It's a 0.97, so it's still basically everything I said still kind of holds true. It's not really a super great offer that I would recommend to the majority of you that aren't high spenders. But anyway, I do get a lot of questions sometimes about where to use this tool. This is actually part of the website that we're developing. It's brand new. It's only been out for this version of it's only been out for like 2 weeks, so it is changing a ton. We still need to add like color coding and some more fancy stuff to the offer calculator, but there's also a ton of other stuff on the website that's constantly being worked on. Like, it's got the full overall tier list here that grades all of the champions, and we do have these Supreme champions on there graded as well. So you can see the first iteration of where the Supreme champions grade. I was actually going to do a quick dedicated video on this and talk about this and get your opinions on who you think I rated too high or who you think I rated too low. And I was going to try to touch base with some people to make sure we get this as accurate as possible. And then they actually have individual pages as well. So when you click on them, it will pull up their stats and their info and all of their grades throughout the whole game. You'll get a more individualized breakdown. And again, this has only been out for like 12 hours, this champion page. So it's going to slowly get more and more fancy. And, there's a full talented team working on this stuff. It's not me doing this. It's just me kind of providing input. So it's pretty exciting, and things are changing really often. And every week or so, the website is radically different because it's so new. So it's always linked down below. If you ever need the offer calculator or anything like that, you can find it in the pinned comment and also the vid description. And boom, there we have it. Remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Raid Shadow Legends content. One big thing on the way out that is super pertinent to gaming in general, one of the biggest releases of the year of 2023 is going to be Diablo 4, and the Diablo 4 beta is launching this weekend on March 17th. Now, I actually run a Diablo channel besides my Raid channel because I really enjoy Diablo 3 and Diablo 4 and all of that stuff. But anyway, the beta this weekend is going to be closed, where you have to pre-order Diablo 4. And then if you don't want to do that, if you just want to try it out, next weekend there's going to be an open beta where you can try all the classes in Act 1, and you don't have to pre-order or anything. So one of the bigger things in gaming in 2023, I wanted to at least keep you in the loop on. So yeah, it is good to be back, and I will see you soon in the next video. I appreciate all of you. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.